Well, hello there all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays. We talk about nature while playing games. My name is Will, I'm an ecologist by training, as you may have guessed, and we are back in Enshrouded in the world of Embervale. And as you can see, I've had a little bit of a farming plot set up above my little cave base here, and I've been farming a lot of flax. So yeah, I'm going to be using this very soon, and very soon in fact, because today we are going to make our next armor set. But before we can do that, we have a few other things to do. Today is going to be an episode of restoration, adventure, and a bit of danger. And just to quickly show you, here by the hunter we do have our hand spindle set up, and you can see here we have a bit of linen over here, but that's not the only linen we have. We have some right over here as well. In fact, we now have a total of 179 linen. So yeah, I have been busy. So let's get the first thing going, and in order to do that, we are heading over to our first base. Right, so here we are back here by Longkeep, and we are going to restore this and make this a bit more of a natural woodland. Now, why on earth are we doing this? Well, because this woodland over here, most likely in the past, had been over-harvested by the people here of Longkeep to build their town. Well, I mean, most of the buildings are stone, but obviously there'd be wooden rafters and stuff like that. And also you can see here the palisade, of course, made with wood. So the timber here had to be obtained somewhere, and it most likely came from all the trees that were growing here. And I do believe in leaving the world a bit of a better place than I found it. So we are going to restore this woodland area over here. And in order to do that, you can see here I have set up a nursery. And what I have growing here are some evergreen tree seedlings, so the conifers in essence. We have got some oak tree seedlings, so some deciduous trees here. We also have some mycelial fungi here, the penny bun mushrooms. We've got the porcini mushrooms, the boletus over here as well. And of course we need an understory, and we've got a lot of berry bushes for that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of these. We're going to deconstruct this building because I want to leave as little as possible, just a little shelter over here. That's all I want to leave here, and of course the flame altar. And we are going to get to work here. Alright, it has been cleared, and as if by magic we also have rain falling now, which is great for restoration efforts. Problem is that we haven't got the seedlings in the ground yet, so that's not perfect. But one does need rain. After restoration projects, if you have got a stabilized soil, you want rain in order to nurture those plants, to get those seedlings that you are planting to actually establish, because there's no point you spend lots of time and money and effort growing a bunch of seedlings, putting them in the ground, and then you have drought conditions, and yeah, things don't survive. So we are just going to wait, because it is also almost nighttime. We're just going to go, let's see, what should we do in the meantime? We could go get Fenrig. Yeah, I think let's go get Fenrig quickly, because we're going to need someone to actually take care of this area once we have restored it. Fenrig being in this direction, somewhere in the fogginess over there. And there we go, Fenrig's farm coming right up. Unfortunately, taken over by wolves. Right, let's see here. So Fen the wolves gotta go, so it seems as though Fenrig's wife was really upset about all the wolves in the area, and she threatened to leave him if he doesn't grab his axe to drive them away. So we are going to go look, yeah, there we go, to the southeast, where apparently Fenrig is. And there are some shroud people here as well. Now we have Dash, so good luck catching up to us. And there does appear to be a scavenger patrol over there. Right around there. So we'll just, bombard them from a distance until they really have a chance to get to us. And then get rid of them in close quarters. And some heal channel, some dried fur, and some bone meal. Yeah, may as well grab that, thank you. I have gotten some lovely stuff of these scavenger patrols before, but yeah, not today. So I suspect we need to follow this little trail along here. Ah, into the cave. The Cave of Wonders. A wolf cave, okay. Nah, not as good as the Cave of Wonders. But there we go, there are some wolves down there. That one's on fire. The other one is also on fire. Now this one's dead. And unless I'm very much mistaken, this is Fenrig over here. Yeah, indeed, and this is Fenrig's axe. We will put that on the wall somewhere. Fenrig Mills Jr. Shame. So Fenrig came to make his wife proud and love him, and he came to clear the wolves armed with just his little axe, which is basically a lumberjack's axe, and of course he died in the process. Shame. Now it's just a time for a sleepy sleep, and then it is time for the hard labor to begin. Now the first thing we're going to do now is we are going to upgrade our range here. So now the flame altar actually extends, I think, right around here, yeah, basically right up to Longkeep. And it should end just before the shroud area. Yes, indeed it does. Okay, so with one range extension, we have got this little shelter over here, kind of in place as well, and it extends all the way to just over here, which is actually really perfect. This is what I want. This is exactly what I wanted. Now what we are going to do is we're going to plant a mixture of trees in this area, and we are going to also plant a whole bunch of shrubberies, but I also want a bit of a water feature. Now the water wouldn't collect in these higher lying areas. Water would flow to the lowest area. So if you look around here, it would be, I think, right around over here. This would be one of the lowest lying areas where you would have a whole bunch of water collecting. So this is where we are going to dig our water feature. Our little pond. And we're going to do this manually. Now we have got a very rough shape over here. It's not a big one. It's not a big wetland. But we're just deepening some areas here. And now we are just going to smooth out the edges here, because it's very important not to have too steep embankments, because any wildlife falling in here must be able to get out. So we're going to make this a little bit more of a gentle slope over here. Now there will be some steeper areas as well, but generally this area, for example, will be a much gentler slope. So any animals like the little goats falling in or the little hop hares falling in must be able to very easily swim to an area where it is nice and shallow and then climb out again. Okay, so I think generally we've got a nice gentle slope to our little pond here, and now comes the difficult part, filling it up with water. I've got my watering can here, so I can actually fill it up with quite a bit of water, and this should remain here when we are done. Okay, our little watering can over here is now empty again. We just have to go fill it up by Longkeep. Luckily we do have a well over here. There we go, it is filled, and back we go to our pond. And another watering can. I think one more should do it. Or maybe one more. Yeah, that should be fine. Perfect. And now we are just going to quickly remove this road section over here. The way we're going to do this is just by taking our little building tool here, deleting the soil and filling it up with Springlands dirt. There we go. Nice and gone. So now it's just a very sudden turn to Longkeep over there, or the remnants of Longkeep at least. So now that we've gotten rid of our building over here, our nursery area, and we've gotten a water feature over here, which should still have water. Yes, indeed, it does still have water. Let's plant some plants, shall we? And we're going to start with some of the big trees. But let's start with the oak seedlings, and we are just going to scatter these all over the place. Remember, we are making a mixed woodland. So we're not going to just have rows of each of these different trees here. We are going to have a mixture of them scattered all over the place here. It's a nice mycelial fungus over here, the pennybun mushroom. So we're planting our little oak seedling here right next to it, which, but let's plant another one. The fungal body of the pennybun mushroom can actually fuse now with the roots of the oak trees and help them do better, as we mentioned in some of the previous episodes. And we're not going to plant any of the big trees here right next to the water. We're going to leave this kind of as an open area, because animals coming to drink water don't want to feel that they are potentially in danger. They want to be able to see all the way around them. And you know what? Another oak tree right next to this pennybun mushroom over there as well. And then it's time for the conifers. And again, we are just going to scatter them all over the show here. Doesn't matter if they're close to some of the other trees. Doesn't matter if they are far away from any other trees. Let's plant some seedlings here amongst the gymnosperms as well, amongst these conifers that are growing there already. And then, of course, it is time for the mycelial fungus. So for the pennybun mushrooms, we're just going to plant them kind of all over the place, preferably close to where the oak seedlings are. Now, where are the oak seedlings? That's the question. You can very easily see that. Oh, there we go. There is one right over here. So let's actually plant a little pennybun mushroom or 3 next to it, or close to it at least. There we go. Another oak seedling over here. Now, the fungi sometimes are quite particular about which trees they grow on, but generally the boletus, they grow on oak trees or on gymnosperms, on the conifers, so they could be fine on the pine trees here as well. We're just planting them all over the show. Hopefully they will help these trees survive and thrive, actually. And now we are going to wait a bit. It is raining. The trees are going to do well. We are just going to wait by our other shelter, by our other base. But before we leave this place, let's just actually place down, not Kate Hawthorne. We want to place down Fenrig. So Fenrig, you are just going to be over here. We're actually going to, for a change, set the wandering radius quite high. There we go. And Fenrig, you're going to have that bed there. Now, wander around and be free, little one. Right, so now, our objectives are twofold. We are first going to strengthen the flame. And to do that, we are going to go to Hill of Scavengers, get rid of the matron that is there, and that is right over there, I do believe. Then we're going to get rid of the matron that is there, and that should allow us to then actually strengthen the flame. I do have all the other ingredients, and that will allow us to go into some of the red shroud further to the north. And then, well, we are hopefully going to get the next armor set, because we need to go kill a specific fell critter, the queen in fact, in order to actually craft our next armor set. Right, now, I am not the strongest fighter, but I have got range as an advantage, and I've particularly got 500 explosive arrows. And boy oh boy, they are a lot of fun. So first we are just going to, take people out from range, as much as we can. Oh, someone with bombs is shooting at me. Oh, I think it's right over there. Oh, there are other people after me as well. Haha. And we're just going to whack everyone that is coming our way, as much as we can. Get rid of them. They're not too high level. This is fine. There's an explosive guy down here, I believe. And he's dead. Great. So much for range. Now, I did see the Gorger Matron. She was right over there. Right around the corner here. So maybe we can actually get rid of her with some explosives and stuff. Oh, there she is. Now, she does throw poison, so this is not great. She throws poison vials at us. Hello there. We set her on fire. Now, we shouldn't aim for her head, because that is the one part of her that is actually armored. Oh, I love Blink. Blink is such a nice way to dodge attacks. Very quickly get out of the way. And she's almost dead. Well, that went better than expected. And yeah, she does explode, so one does not loot her immediately. So the matron here basically being the leader of the scavengers here on this hill of scavengers. And now that we have the matron helmet, well, we should now be able to upgrade our flame altar. So we are going to do that in a moment. We are just going to quickly check. I think there is, if I'm not mistaken, there we go. There is a golden chest. Let's just repair our equipment first, just in case this is booby-trapped. It isn't, but I know there are quite a few of the other ones that are booby-trapped. You can see, for example, this area here, this pile of things you can search. While there's an orange glow in there, that means that there are explosives in there. So we're just going to loot everything and dodge out of the way, and it goes boom. Likewise, this pile over here, grab it and dodge out of the way for it before it goes boom. And there we go. Now it is time to strengthen the flame. We should have everything. We've got wax, we've got salt, we've got enough sparks, we've got shroudwood, we've got flintstone, we've got mycelium, and very importantly, we now have the scavenger matron helmet. So let us strengthen the flame here. Now, where we are heading now, we are going to be in a bit more danger. So let us craft some of the armor pieces. And I'm particularly looking here at the Marksman set because, well, it is going to give us some increased stamina regen, some extra skill shot damage, those are headshots, and then again, some extra skill shot damage, which again are headshots. But you can see here the Marksman vest we can't craft yet because, well, we need giant critter scales. And for that, we are going to have to head into the Revelwood Shroud. So let us craft the rest of the armor, just so that we are better protected. And let's equip that, shall we? We're just going to put our old armor pieces onto the dummy over here. There we go. Just missing the chest piece. It's another bright new day. Let's head out on adventure. So yes, we can go grab the crucible, but I think we're going to do that next time. For now, we're going to go to Revelwood, and then we're going to head to the northwest there. There should be an elixir well over there, and that is where, rumor has it, we can find the critter queen. We definitely need a better glider as well, but we'll do that next week as well. For now, we're just running through the Revelwood, collecting a whole bunch of chamomile on our way to the elixir well. And here we have that little sentient mushroom creature again. Apparently they are called mushroom crabs because, well, they are very crab-like in appearance, but I still think they are more sentient mushroom rather than actual animal. And interesting the fact that it has evolved to look like a crab. That process is known as carcinization, which is when things that are not crabs evolve to look like crabs, or everything eventually ends up looking like a crab. So carcinization, that is exactly what that is over there, the mushroom crab. And that's because, well, the crab shape is a shape that works. I mean, why change something that works? Right, we're just heading past the hunter's cave here, where the spiders were last time. I think we should follow this little trail over here to get to the flame shrine. Heading into the shroud again. Just have to keep an eye out for those fell boars. Because I think they are also in this general area. Yeah, there they are indeed. Alright, so the boars that have been taken over by the corruption. And they're able to also spout. They are all... Oh, I just fell down. Oh, this is wonderful. This is absolutely marvelous. Not what I wanted. I was not paying attention to where I was going. There we go. Should be able to get out here. And here come the shroud boars. Ah! Oh, well, there we go. Right. A series of unfortunate events there. Marvelous. But I do find it very interesting that those fell boars are able to spout those shroud fungus at us like that. I think the explanation for that would be that the fungus has really taken over control of the boars, really corrupted them properly. And in the process then, they're creating mushroom fruiting bodies, and those mushroom bodies then have to be ejected from the body one way or another. Most likely through, as we saw there then, contractions of the muscles, which then allow the fell boars to shoot those fungal fruiting bodies out of their bodies. At least that to me is the lore explanation of how they're able to shoot fungus from their mouths. Alright, here we go again. Again past the hunter's cave. And there we go, there are the boars again. This time I will not be caught off guard by them. There we go, shooting the fungus at us. Again. And there we go, one dead. And these are the critters we of course get the corrupted boar tusks with. So that is one of the things, one of the ingredients we used in our armor that we have crafted. Aha, here we go. Here's the flame sanctum. And yes, indeed, there is a respawn point here as well. So that is absolutely marvelous. Let's just grab the glow dust over here. May as well. Now, as rumor would have it, there should be a cave somewhere to the northwest, I think. Somewhere in this direction. I think. I could be wrong. Yes, indeed, there is a cave right over here. Okay. So, let's kill some critters, shall we? I suspect we're going to encounter a whole bunch of them momentarily. Let's just get rid of their hives. And you know what? Let's bombard them a bit. Now, luckily, I have eaten some grilled game, so I do have a bit of extra HP. Ooh, and let's get rid of that shroud root if we can. There we go, from up here. You gotta love, there we go. Gotta love the explosive arrows for that. Now, at least we can see a bit better. Oh, there are lots of them down there. Let's just, get rid of them. Whole bunch of critters. We're turning the critters into craters. Now, with so many critters in the area, there are bound to be a queen as well. So let's head on down here and look for her. Because she is the one that will give us our large critter parts that we need to craft the last piece of our armor. Oh, there are so many. We're just going to blast them from a distance. A bit. What's the point of having explosive arrows if you don't use them? Ooh, there's a gold chest up here as well. That's nice. Oh, that's a bomb. Phew, that was close. Now, where's that queen? Oh, there she is. There she is. Alright. So, these critters are indeed eusocial creatures, where they've got a queen that reproduces, and it seems as though she has these nests that she creates. And she also just spawns a whole bunch of little ones. Oh, and eggs! Look at the eggs! Aha! So she can spawn a lot of little critters here. The critters themselves appear not to be able to reproduce. Instead, reproduction is left up to the queen here. Definitely an insect, considering that she's got 6 legs, but notice her big size, very reminiscent of termites, where the queens are much bigger than the workers and soldiers. Much, much, much bigger. Oh, what's happening there? Oh, she was trying to slam on me. I thought she was dying there. Oh, there are so many eggs being laid here. So, of course, eusocial animals, the queens have got incredibly high fecundity. Fecundity being the ability to produce babies or offspring. We're just going to get out of her way there. And, you know, bombard her with some explosive arrows because we can. So yeah, this is... Oh, there we go. The babies are hatching. Hello there, little ones. I'm not really here for you. I'm here for your mummy. Now, it is possible that the queen here actually has mated with a male a long time ago and just... Oh, she's calling the offspring. And has stored the sperm. Oh, I have fallen. I saw that happening and I was just too late to actually click the... to click the potion. But she also has fallen, so that's fine. You know, I see that as an absolute win. As I was about to say, before being so rudely killed by the little buggies there, it is quite possible that the female there, the queen, actually stored sperm when she mated with the male a long, long time ago. She stored the sperm in a spermatheca, which is an organ that is there to actually store sperm for later use. So it's quite possible that she did that, and now she doesn't have to mate with a male for a very, very long time, if ever. So some eusocial organisms, like ants, will have the queen mating with a male generally during her nuptial flight, and then not again, not necessary to mate with a male again. Some animals, some eusocial animals, like termites for example, will have a king and a queen, where the queen will constantly mate with the king, and he lives with her in the colony until the day they die. We're just going to get rid of all these little buggies over here, because there are a lot of them. Oh, there are a lot of them. And there we go, we can loot the queen here. And we got 4 giant critter scales there. Wow, not a lot, but it is enough for us to actually create our armor piece. Oh, and we can't loot all these little critters that we have killed over here. Ah, well, that sucks. Oh well, that's fine. And now we can go home to go craft the last piece of our armor. There we go, the Marksman vest. And now we have the full Marksman armor set on. Although, of course, our appearance is still that of an explorer. But now let's go have a look at our restoration project here. Well, the trees are growing, but they're growing very slowly, which is kind of expected. I mean, this is to be expected. They're still in the first growth stage. So I guess we'll have to wait a bit to see how the trees progress. The fungi, however, they have grown very nicely. They are actually ready to pick already, so we could harvest these bolitas over here and then just replant some more. But for now, we're not going to do that. For now, we are just going to leave them. They technically helping our trees grow a bit better now. So hopefully the trees technically would be picking up a bit of speed here. But you can see here, the trees here, they're not growing in the best soil. They are growing in Springlands dirt. They prefer farm soil or flower soil. That's actually where they grow better. They're not going to grow very fast in the soil here. Right, so I guess all there is to it is to wait a bit. And I'll be back when the trees have grown a little bit.
Much later.
Right, and the trees have grown, which is marvelous. Now we are just going to quickly take our little seedlings over here and then just plant them, these little shrub seedlings, these berry seedlings, and we're going to plant them all over the show. And in the process now, what's going to happen is it's going to create the nice shrub layer under the canopy layer of these trees that we have got over here. So that is the idea at least. Let's check in again a little bit later to see whether that has worked. And there we go. As you can see now, we've got a nice canopy here with the trees and a nice understory with all these little shrubs growing here. So why did we do this? Well, because this area over here had been over-harvested in the past by the people here of Longkeep. And of course, we wanted to do something about that. We wanted to beautify this area and leave it a bit better than it was the way when we found it. And so as we go along in our little adventures, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do this in the Kindle Wastes as well, but for a different reason. So stay tuned to see how and why I do restoration in the arid regions of Embervale. So thank you very much everyone for joining me on our little adventure here. Hope you had fun. I had a blast, again more the way than one. So of course if you enjoyed the video, please give it a nice like, a nice thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Always great to welcome more people to the Ecology Squad. And of course also check out the membership if you want to support this small channel a little bit more. And until next time everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Cheers!